Yeah, it's going. Got it.
Well, I'm having trouble.
Hello, hello. As usual, we are exit minimized video. We are here. We are here. Did you find it, Faye?
No,
Okay.
I minimized it and now it's gone.
Okay. Well, while you're looking for it, I will just start, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I want to welcome everyone to our World Card Making Day event. Faye and I have put together a couple of cards that we hope you're going to join with us in making. I have I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, have been doing this, having so much fun for 14 years now, and I don't see an end to it at any time soon. So I'm glad you're here to join us. World Card Making Day, we are trying to make cards and send cards all around the world. So hopefully you're going to do the same. And like I say, we welcome you here. We each have Facebook groups, we have websites, all kinds of things where we have lots of fun with making our cards. So, are you there, Faye?
I'm here in voice. I'm still trying to find myself. My
What
God.
about your? You can't see where your card is either. Your desktop.
No, I've only got
Okay.
you up there and it's not,
Okay. Can you see me?
I can see you. Do I
Okay. Go to the top where it says View. On
got
mine,
it?
it's on the right hand side. It should say Folder.
I'm here. Hello.
Okay, your turn. Go for it.
Hello. Glad to see everybody. Happy World Card Making Day. I'm Faye McGuire. For those that don't know me, I signed up under Marilyn in 2014, but started off by meeting her in 2010 when I moved from Williams Lake to Spruce Grove, and thought I needed a little bit of crafting time. So went on Stampin' Up to find a demonstrator, and lo and behold, she's like 2 blocks away from me. So we've
Yes.
been crafting friends since then and get
Yes,
together and do this stuff. And it's lots of fun.
even though you've
So
moved back to BC again, but anyway.
we Zoom and all this technology, still get to see each other's face.
Yeah, yeah, and we've had, especially during these COVID times, we've had some great times crafting and sharing and whatever. And that's what's great about the Stampin' Up! Community is we can share no matter where we are. As you're watching, please come on and let us know where you're watching from. We always love to hear that. We can't answer all your questions. We definitely can't type them as we're trying to show these cards to you, but we will go back and look at them afterwards. And I understand Facebook doesn't like us commenting on everything, so don't feel bad if we don't comment on yours. We will try and comment on at least one of your comments. So please continue to share and share with each other. And Faye is going to start.
Yes.
Oh, we have people from all over. Hello, Linda, Rhonda, Denise, Karen,
Perfect.
Bonnie from Onaway. Finally found where the comments were. Thanks, ladies.
Awesome. Well, the card that I posted that we're going to make is called the bookbinding fold.
I'm
And
going to, sorry, Faye, I'm going to spotlight your desktop so it's easier to
sounds
see.
good. Okay, there we go. You can see lots now. Okay, so it's called a bookbinding fold. And so here is the one sample that I put up that we're going to follow by, but your own DSP, your own design with the supplies I gave you. So it's a very simple card. What I like about it is I had somebody once say, you know what, I buy this beautiful DSP and you don't get to see both sides, especially if you use big pieces of paper or a big piece that you cut and you have to do folds and stuff like that. Well, this is a very simple card that you get to see both sides of the beautiful DSP. So I just thought that was great. And then use the leftover piece at the bottom to put on your flap of your envelope to make it nice and pretty. Then I made a fun one.
Oh, cute.
So this The and I used the paper from, let me just, I've just lost the name all of a sudden out of my thoughts there, and it is called In Good Taste. So what I used is this paper for the sheep and for the clouds, and
Great idea.
it made it fun, very fun. So we've got our gray, but also now we've got the brick on the inside. So lots of fun there. Then I wanted to use the in colors paper and show both sides of that. So we've got one design there and one design there, and then you can, there's another different way to embellish it on the front. And then my piece of leftover was very small, so I just made it go at the bottom, and it still looks great. Gives it some added texture on the envelope. And I also want to give a shout out and give credit to Mary, excuse me if I don't say her name right, Knabe, Knabe. She gave credit to somebody else, and then when I saw hers, I went, oh, this is going to be so fun. And it's another one of those, like I said, that you can utilize your DSP and have both sides showing. So let's get started. So let's go over what we needed. We needed a piece of cardstock that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then we take our paper trimmer. So as I'm just going to put that there, and we're going to put this at 5 1/4, and then I'll just have that sitting there for a second. Then you need a piece of DSP that is 3 3/4 by 5.5. And then you need your inside white or very vanilla, that's 4 by 5 1/4. Then you need your sentiment for the front, and you can use any of the framelits dies or a punch or just hand cut. Then you need some ribbon, and I said about between 16 to 20. I have a hard time tying bows or whatever with my knuckles, so I like to have a little extra. And then if you wanted to add some embellishments on the front, then have that ready. And also I did mention to have your Stamparatus available, and I'll show you why with my Stamparatus in just a sec. So we're going to start by cutting this piece. So my fold is right there at 4 1/4. So now I've moved it over to 5 1/4. And I'm going to cut that piece right off. So when I pull that out and lift this up, we're going to have a 1 inch flap there. So I'm going to move that, and I'm glad I was able to, I positioned this paper the right way, because if you can see, I had something on my fingers and it got all over. Then the paper was all a little bit frayed there, and then it had a bubble from the packaging on that side. So this is still a good piece of scrap, so I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to grab my bone folder because I've already scored mine. Whoops. I think I need to score it just a little bit more because it didn't bend properly.
That's where I've started using my scoreboard more than my paper trimmer for scoring. I find it scores,
It
especially
scores
on
better.
cardstock. Sometimes I go right through it when I'm doing it on designer paper, but it does work there. So hello,
Okay.
Rhonda McLeod. Welcome. Welcome,
All
welcome.
right. So now I've got the score part there. Give it a
So
nice stretch.
just
And I
going to
like,
ask, sorry, Faye, I'm going to ask those of you watching, are you making with us, or are you going to make later and share with us on our
oh
group?
yes, love to see cards at the end if you're
Yes.
making with it.
We
Okay.
love having things shared for sure.
I'm going to show you what I like to do because as I mentioned, I have thick knuckles and sometimes just getting things stuck together sometimes doesn't work. Okay, so I need to decide which way I'm putting my paper, and
Yay!
I'm putting it this way. So what I'm doing is putting it side by side here. Oh, my paper. Look at that. We have a glitch. Houston, we have a glitch. If you can see, I have
Oh,
not
just move it over a
cut it
little bit.
properly. So I'm going to center it just for this
Yeah.
demonstration.
We
So
have a
that
couple ladies making with us, so that's good.
awesome. Good to
And a
hear.
couple making later.
Okay. So I'm just going to tap it down so the bottom part is even. I'm just going to lay it down on my Stamparatus. I'm going to grab my longest one that's not broken, and it's
I noticed that.
so, but actually I'm going to bring it down a little bit further because I need to show you what I'm going to do with the flap. Okay, I like to do the liquid glue with this. It's just easier to get a thin line. And when you're doing your thin line, try not to get too far close to the outer edge because then it's going to seep out and then you'll have to dig out your little eraser, your little rubber eraser. So you're going to add a thin line.
And I used on mine tear and tape.
There you go. So a thin line there. Then, and this is why I like this because then I'm not moving it around and it's stable. And I'm going to put a thin line at the very top
Ah,
of our DSP.
see, I
So
did
then
not do that,
when the
obviously.
paper cardstock folds down, it's got glue on both sides. Okay, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and just give it a nice
Ah,
burnish to help.
hello,
glue
Kathleen, and hello,
over it.
Diana. We
All
have
right,
lots of our Zooming friends with us.
yay.
Yay!
Okay, so that's the trick with the Stamparatus. I'm going to put that aside. Bring the card back in. Actually, it doesn't look too bad with the little seepings there.
No, that's fine.
Now, I'm going to, if you've got your sentiment for the inside and decoration or whatever, add your inside white or very vanilla. If you haven't, you can add it, and then once it dries in your card, then you can add it, but it's probably preferably to add something before.
In my world, it's always before because I might have to turn it over.
That's right. Okay. And glue the outside. I think I'm running out of liquid glue. Not a good thing to happen. Okay. And center it on your card. Oh yeah, I think my green paper, wow. Super. Okay, that's all done. Now I'm going to bring this around. And then I'm going to put my ribbon of choice or twine. Twine looks beautiful as well, as you can tell that I've got it. And I doubled it to make it a little bit more, that one strand didn't give it, I thought, it's too wide, 1 inch in the twine. So I doubled it and it looked better. So I've got my ribbon. I'm going to make sure that it is flat on the inside.
Oh, that's a
Okay,
good thing to do.
and then
I did that before I glue it in place because I'm going to put a glue dot on mine because it always runs away.
all right. And this is where I wish I had extra hands in here to help me with my bow.
Yes.
But like you say, a glue dot helps. But I like to put my banner, my sentiment underneath this part here. So I'm trying to
Well, could maybe put the,
make that.
I like that too. Maybe I'll put the banner on first then.
Just depends on where your bow is. Like I never know where it's going to be. Okay, so, and this is a very thin ribbon. So, see, I've got lots of extra, but that's just the way I do it. And I still keep these extra pieces because when I do a faux bow, then I can use them.
Good
I'll
idea.
put those
Yep.
aside. Now, when I open this side, I can slide this over so that it's even with the edge of the green and the designer paper, and then it's even there. And then at this time, if you want to put a glue dot under there, you can.
I think I'll do one there too.
And then I'm going to add my sentiment. And I've put dimensionals. And because I'm making mine go up a little farther where my bow is, I actually might just bring it down just a little bit more. And then
Oh,
tuck it under, just like
almost
that.
was going to glue my envelope and put the glue on the DSP instead of the envelope. That would not be a
That's
not
what
be a
happens
happy thing.
when you're live, everything goes crooked.
That shows
Okay.
that you're human, right?
Yes, okay, that's good there. Now I'm going to add, I'm just going to grab my take a pick tool to add a gem onto there. Must be having all sorts of a green day today. Okay. One there. And of course, rule of thumb is to try to have maybe 3 at top. So I think I'm going to put one here. And I think I'm going to put
I
one right
know, Faye, we always say that rule of three or odd numbers or whatever, and I finally learned the other day from Carmen, who is interior design person, that
there. Mhm.
it's more pleasing to the eye if you have odd numbers. That's what she was
Ah,
taught. So I thought, good, now we know the reason.
there we go.
You know
I
that
like that.
that adage that we haven't lost. Once we learn something new, it's been a good day. So
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. And then all you do is you take, I think my measurements were 2.5 by 6, and put glue on your flap, then put
yes,
designer paper over top, center it, then turn it over, use your paper snips, scissors, and then trim around what needed. Usually it's just the sides that need it. And there you go, voila, you have a beautiful card and envelope. And so
neat.
that's a very simple beginner, even an advanced casual card. Now, that's probably going to drive me nuts because of the dimensionals. I might grab my take a pick tool and just lift this up and see if it's going to let me move it. No, so it's going to stay there. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of fixing with this ribbon so that it lays a little bit better.
You might have to put a glue dot under it or whatever. Eh?
I might have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. And I see there's quite a number of you making cards with us. So I will give you a few minutes to finish up. I presume you're keeping up with what Faye was doing. I'm just going to take you off of spotlighting,
Thank you,
and
Katie.
I'm going to show you the two that I have made, just for variety. So this is one done with the paper, of course, you'll recognize from Sale-A-Bration that we can no longer get, the penguins. But isn't that cute? And I could have maybe moved this up a little bit so you could see his face, but and the other side. I really like this Faye where it shows both sides of the paper.
Yes.
The stamp set I used for actually both of these cards is the sweet ice cream one. So it's one from the annual catalog, and I've really been trying to help my stash by using some from the annual catalog as well. So thanks, Linda. That is neat ribbon. I just opened it, and it is the Just Jade and Gold ribbon. So it's very soft and was quite easy to tie that.
Just gives it that added little sparkle for the season.
Yes, and because this is just jade in here, I figured it would probably work. And then another paper from our Sale-A-Bration that I used is the black and white. I don't remember the actual term of it, and it doesn't matter because we can't get it anymore anyway. But just to let you know, I was telling Faye when I did this, I said, oh, I would put that on there, and then I was going to color the flowers with the blends, and then I thought, can't do that because it would have shown through here because the blends do go through the designer paper. So it's black and white. I like the black and white twine to go with it. And it's not right over on the, well, I guess back there it could be on the side. But anyway, very, very nice, Faye. Thank you for those. So Linda always like, hello, Melissa from Winnipeg. Welcome. Glad you could join us. We are making a couple cards today and would like, if you're making them or if you make them later, please share them on our group so that others can see your designs as well. Your patterns, our designs, but your patterns. You know what I mean. Okay, so the one I chose to do, I also gave you dimensions for, and it's a different looking gift card holder. I don't know what happened. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say I did have a green one here to start because that's the one I'm going to use. But it's kind of neat because it opens this way and your gift card goes in here. So I thought it was a great way to utilize more of your designer paper. And as you can see, you can use paper with a direction. It doesn't have to be, like this that goes any direction. And again, quite simple. So if you want to make along with me on that. Oh, Kathleen, I hurried and didn't get the DSP right. Try another one, Kathleen, or try fixing it. No rush, no rush. We love seeing what you do, no matter when it's done. So I started with 11 by 4 1/4. Again, half a sheet, scored in the middle, and my card is going to go this way. So try and get my pieces all out of the way so you can see. Then I have the green, which is 3. This is Old Olive, 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. So it's going to go the full length. But because I put the green here as a layer, I can cut it out of here. Now I thought I did have a piece, but you can envision what it looks like. This one obviously I cut from another piece, but there's no sense in taking a good piece of your cardstock if this one's going to be behind here.
Good idea.
So that would be my first step, is to put that on. And like Faye, I like using the liquid glue. And if you're worried about these dimensions, don't be. We do have tutorials written that we are going to share in the group when we're done. Eventually, when we're done. It'll be right away, but they will be there. So this is left a bit of white on either side, and I like to burnish from the back so I don't get fingerprints and inky things. And Bonnie wondered why the DSP was so long. Well, now you know, Bonnie. Then my The SP is going to go on here, but you'll notice on this one, and I'm going to have to bring it over, I have a finger pull kind of thing put here. And don't look now, but I'm still using my Big Shot, and it has the plates for cutting. And what I used for making that, because we no longer have punches, is I used one of the circle dies and just made sure that I laid it on the right end, obviously, to wherever I wanted it. And that's just line it up as I go and cut that. Try not to shake too bad. Cut that half circle out so that you've got a place to be able to reach that gift card when you've got it in there. Because I'm have the feeling that this year again, lots of people will be using gift cards for gifts instead of actually going shopping. So once I make sure this is square, I just put this on, but make sure you only glue up to here. And because I'm not very good at eyeballing it, I'm not going to put the glue on the green. I'm just going to do this kind of thing. Whoa, get over that. Line it up again, leaving the same amount on either side. Aren't those little cats and dogs cute?
They are.
I could just see my little granddaughter wanting the actual dog for Christmas. Yeah. I laughed at
You
her.
hear me banging away?
You're getting glue out.
I'm trying to get the glue out because there's so
We'll ask
much.
Bonnie about that. Bonnie's, I can tell when Bonnie's running out of glue when we're on Zoom, because I can hear her banging the glue bottle, which is quite all right. I've started doing it, Bonnie, so you've taught me well. So once you get it to there, all you need to do is fold it over here with your bone folder. Well, fold it with your fingers and then burnish it with your bone folder. Use your glue just, again, like Faye did, just on the edges. And of course, because I'm trying to be so careful, I'll probably get it squirting out all over.
Never.
And I did, oh yeah, I did consider using tear and tape, but I think it might be just a little bit too wide, considering how this card fits. It fits quite snug, so I'm not going to attempt it there today. This one I made earlier with the green, which I don't have out here. Look at that. So I do have my stamp for the greeting on the front. I'm using from this poinsettia petals. This Happy Holidays fits. And I don't know about you guys, but I need lots of Christmas cards when it comes to this time of year. So I don't make all the same. That would be really a lot of cards. And I think I'd be tired of them by then. But I certainly like using all the sets I have. And I don't have another stamp mounted, so I'll do the inside of it later. But you get the idea. You know what. And then I took and mounted that on there with dimensionals. Any of you who craft with me, you know what my desk looks like. It is covered in all different things. So,
And we know where it is, don't we?
well, sometimes we know
Come
where
on.
it is. We know we've seen it before. I think it rubs off because I've got my hubby asking me, "Where's my jacket?" I said, "I have no idea where your jacket is." Okay, and now I don't know what I did with that ribbon. I was so organized, honest, Faye.
Oh, yes, I know you are.
Oh, that
It's
green's not
just
going to work.
tucked underneath.
It must be. I had that other green ribbon and I can't see it right now. And even this one. So go the best laid plans. Oh, that one's not good either. How about a white one?
Sounds good.
I got a white one like Faye's and I could, not tying bows though. That's not for me
Okay.
on camera either. Ah, guess what? It was over here by my scissors. Found it.
There.
So this ribbon is Old Olive and Pretty Peacock, which we no longer have Pretty Peacocks. So we were surprised that they still left a ribbon in. Or I was surprised. So what I did with this, I'll show you some other samples with the different colors. But on this one, I just took the ribbon and attached it behind here with glue dots. I think glue dots have become one of our favorite things, haven't they?
Yes.
And you can just attach them, pull them off of the roll by pushing on them like that. And of course, where do I want it? Decisions, decisions. That looks to me like a winning ribbon. And it could go right in the middle again. And I will use dimensionals to do that. So we are, as Stampin' Up has asked us to record on a certain page what events we're doing for our World Card Making Day. And they're aiming to have 5,000 events, I think, right, Faye? I think
Yes.
that's what it is. So I'm anxious to see. I know I looked a while ago and of course, they started with the time zones being different. The ones in Australia were already posting things last night. So an exciting day and lots of samples that we should be able to see. So I saw a comment. Linda, all glue dots can also present a problem. Yes, they can. Sometimes they kind of get where we don't want them. So there is another card, a little bit longer ribbons, but kind of the same. So what I did with the designer paper, that when you get it, it has the description on the back of what colors are in it. So I tried some with each. So this is with the cherry cobbler and a little bit different looking puppies. This one with just the lights and a different ribbon. This one with the dog all tied up in the lights. And this one with the wreath around and the cinnamon cider. And again, a different ribbon. So you can see you can change it up and do all different things. Whatever you happen to have in your stash. So hopefully that's given you an idea for using for gift card holders. The other one that I did find, and this is this is from last year, and I was putting it in my Christmas card bin because it hasn't been used, and I thought, oh, look at that, it's a gift card holder. So you can do it. This one we colored last year with the blends. It was a black and white paper that we had, and I stamped and colored, and you can see it does come through. I wasn't fibbing. So just lots of samples there. So hopefully you've enjoyed. I'm going to stop spotlighting that and switch us back to gallery view.
Ta-da!
Now I should show your card that you made though, Faye. Let's spotlight that one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. There we go.
So any kind of paper can be used for any kind of greeting, whether you need birthdays. I realized as I did my October ones, I need a lot of anniversary cards this time. So it's it seems to never ending that I need either birthday or anniversary or and hopefully not sympathy because we don't.
No,
But although I will admit it's really nice to have those ready when you do need them. So
absolutely.
thank you ladies for joining us. I don't have anything else to share. If you have questions, like I say, leave them. I don't see any coming across right now, but we would be happy to hear from you. And if you're making cards using our design, please post them in the group. We'd love to see what you've done.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Anything else, Faye?
No,
Okay. See you
thanks.
later. Enjoy your World Card Making Day and share those cards. Mail them away.